This is blast from the past. I've got two pictures here of the barge captains, right? Like Don said, it would be so cool if Jimmy Olsen were able to join us,
Yep.
because then we'd have the Fab Four back all together, right?
Wow. Wow.
Remember,
I think we actually won that too, I believe.
Yeah.
You question whether we won?
Well,
Of course we won.
Of course
We
we
will
won.
always be the inaugural champions of the Camp of the Woods Air Band contest.
And it was my understanding too that somewhere I was under the impression that there was some kind of archive video of
I
that.
believe there could be.
Wow, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, there could be. So let's see here.
On it. Hey guys.
How's it going?
But look at this, John. We got the Fab Four all together once again.
It is. Jimmy, how are you?
Hey Johnny. I'm doing well. So good to hear you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wish
You're
I could
almost
say I
there.
see you.
This is that little what button is it again, John?
It says video, bottom left.
Or start
I think it's
video, I think. Lower left.
Yep.
Jim.
The anticipation's killing me.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
now I kind of feel better about myself.
Yeah. Don't do this too much, but hey, this is just awesome. Yeah, 4 of us, 6 boat crew are present and accounted for.
Sort of.
Almost. I'd say we're 7/8 of the way there.
Yeah, I think so.
We just got to see you. So if you see the
Jimmy, are you putting makeup on or something?
No,
a makeup guy.
Hair and makeup still working on you? They won't let you turn the video on?
Yeah. I got a team here.
Don't worry, I can edit this part out. How cool is this, John?
Why would you?
Why would you? Why would you?
Okay.
Hey, Tom, I'm drinking water.
Hey, that's very important. John, when you get a chance, look at the video of me drinking water in our episodes.
It's better than it sounds.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
On this page.
All right, so let me go back. I'm gonna while Jim's doing
He's
that.
gonna find it. He's gonna find his camera. Yeah, go back to the
Yeah,
picture.
I want to show this picture and the next one here. So I believe this was 100% your concept, John, on song selection as well as what we were going to do to perform. And you were our front man. You were the David Lee Roth of the Barge Captains.
Yep, I do remember that.
I remember we decided we were going to do it. The song choice, yeah, I think John settled on it. It was only within a week before, and for some reason the song sounded right. It had struck a good balance. It was a catchy tune, little different. Wasn't too hard or anything. It was just
It had mass appeal.
Yeah. It was fairly well known.
Yeah.
And a couple things though, I remember I only recall practicing it maybe twice, maybe 3 times in those cabins. That was it, right?
Yeah, I don't think we had a whole lot of takes.
No, and it was just with none of this. Like we were just in one of the fieldhouse cabins, and we decided we were gonna grab the stuff from the skis and all that from the point we had access to it. One thing I remember though is for drumsticks I grabbed those white bumpers. And
oh yeah.
I didn't. I
this
should
guy down here.
Yeah, they're a lot heavier than they look. And I remember like a week later, Tom was like, "This is what you use for the drums. These things are kind of heavy." I'm like, "I know." And I had just come from playing in a staff cast basketball game that night. This thing happened after that, I think. And so I was spent, but the adrenaline was going. We were having fun, but I had no idea that John was going to ham it up like that.
Oh my gosh.
And again, I don't remember which one, if it was you, Tom, or you, Don, or whoever had said, you're going to have to kind of,
You got to carry
what,
us.
but it was basically do something that's going to set us apart. And
Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
all wanted
okay.
to win. There was a lot at stake here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the competition was tough because Don Miller and Dave Hughes did their the Phil Collins song. They were barefooting and had a video to go along with it. It was really good.
Yep. So I figured the pressure was on. We had to do something. I figured the old conventional wouldn't work. We had to kind of think outside the proverbial box. And
yeah, but you were working a room. You were like sitting on people's laps.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I feel bad for the people in the front row. We kind of hammed it up with them a little bit.
Yep. And another thing I remember too is I also happened to be scheduled for bed check curfew at Boys Park that night. So I was walking up the hill. I think I took the Marine Jeep to like the bottom of the hill or as far as it could go. And then I walked up the rest. And as I'm walking up the hill, and it was probably, 10 to 11, 5 to 11, blasting out of one of the cabins was Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
I love it. Do you still think of it today, John, every time you hear that song?
I do.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, that's the song we did. And
that's the song.
I don't know how we did it, whatever, but it was priceless.
It was magic.
Found yourself wishing for a ski rope to sing with?
Yep.
That's right.
Never didn't even think of that one.
Yeah. Well, another thing that happened during it, and we got to get Jimmy on here, but I remember Dougie Schoen telling me he loved it. He just had no idea what we were going to bring, and we didn't really know either. But
yeah, we didn't either.
No. There he is.
Hey,
Hey, man.
Jimmy.
Hey, Johnny.
How are
Good
you,
to
buddy?
see you. I'm
Good
doing
to see
all
you
right.
too.
you're in a
Hey,
Nautique vest.
Well
Yeah, I
done.
like that. Where'd you get that?
Oh, yeah. Here, check it out. This is the original Ski Nautique 2001 vest that the Maloons handed out to Boat Crew in '82 because that was the first year of the 2001 hull design, which we all enjoyed when we were on Boat Crew together. It was the same boat, and they kept it from '82 through '89. And this is the one little handout they gave us, just like our pith helmets. Remember those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I still had mine. I don't, unfortunately. John, do you have yours still?
No.
I do.
don't know what to-
I do. I showed it during.
Don has his. We've had it, and Jim, I think it's part of his weekly attire.
I've seen him wear it in the summer. It works for him still.
Yeah, when I'm out in the boat, it actually is great to keep the sun off your head.
Yeah,
it's really awesome. So yeah, I still have it. Don, you have yours,
right? I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey.
With all the signatures on it and one little off-color thing that I had to. I showed Tom off the air. It was a different time, put it that way.
Was a different time. So I'm just thinking about it. So that was 1986. We're talking 39 years ago.
Wow.
That we gathered to do Airband. Come on.
Wow.
If it helps, I think it was 87.
Okay.
Okay.
So 38 years.
A little.
Wow.
Wow.
I felt old until Don.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Jim, you were
38 years ago.
Maybe we could do some kind of reunion tour or something.
Yeah, I think that song is more popular than ever.
I think that is in order. I want to share something with this group. Then, when I was doing, I don't know what it was when your book was being worked on, Don. There are multiple Camp of the Woods sites on Facebook. If you dig in there, you can find all sorts of interesting information. I found video and comments from staffers in the mid 2000s. And I think it might even have been like 2011, 12, 13, somewhere in that range as well, talking about the annual airband contest.
That's awesome.
So I'm anxious. My friend Ryan has a daughter-in-law who worked at camp. I'm anxious to ask her if they are continuing to do it. Maybe Beth Markel with her or Jimmy with your contacts. You can find out if it's something they still do every year because they were doing it for
Wow.
at least.
Yeah, I think it continued many years after we started it. And but yeah, do they still do it? That's a great question. I will find that out.
This is where it started, and no one can take from us the inaugural championship.
You know,
I love the way Jimmy just so casually said that's when we started it. Like it
Yeah.
flowed. What are your memories of that, Jim? You were still trying to come on there. Like how that came together that night.
Yeah, whose idea was it? I mean, that's a great question. Was it yours? Any of ours?
I think it was John's.
I think it was Joan's idea.
Okay.
It may have been. It was just something, you know, we saw all these other groups kind of getting together and doing something. I'm like, well, the barge captain's got to do something.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, we can't
No,
not do anything.
No, I would go further, John, and say it might have been your idea just to have an airband contest, period.
Period. No.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, thank you, John.
I will.
It
I
seems
will
like
take the credit
something-
for that.
Seems like something the Rock and Roll Crustacean would do.
Yeah, it would not be on the realm of possibilities.
All right, so now that we're all here, I'm going to share again and see if we look any different.
Mark Hughes.
And I have a couple comments about this picture. I'm wondering if Don smells something funny because he looks
I was
like
trying to act tough.
looks like he might have.
Probably.
Doug Schoen is just the best in the role of like the producer
Yes.
or agent.
Manager, producer, whatever.
Yeah, totally great role. And I do wonder if that's video in Mark's hand of right. If you never noticed that before, look at that.
The VHS tape.
That's a VHS tape. I think what he's saying is, I got it on tape.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think you're right because he videoed it for us.
It's a tape.
That is gold and needs to be discovered.
Yes.
I don't want to overpromise here, but I think I have a reasonable shot of finding it in one of two places. One being my parents' house at Speculator.
It could be at your parents' house?
It could be.
Oh.
It could be, honestly, somewhere. Yeah. She keeps everything. Another observation, Jimmy over there on the left, man, he had some guns going on from those canisters.
Hold on. I got a comment about that too. So wait, just 1 second back on that video, Don. You're saying your mom may have this in her house.
It is possible.
Okay, we're not releasing any more videos till that video is discovered.
Until it is confirmed.
We're going to hold it hostage to your mom.
The video strike.
Okay, here's the thing. I was looking at this picture this afternoon, and this is what struck me as maybe overlooked for 38 years. Jim, are you intentionally hitting this guy in the head with a ski?
Matt Salzone. No.
He's obviously in pain. You're pretty happy about it. You're like, bam.
Yep. Yeah. Matt Salzone, I actually knew him when I was 3.5 on the beach of camp.
And you held a grudge.
Yeah.
and now this is payback.
Yeah, right. No, I think I was just resting the ski on Matt because I was like holding it up for so long. That was the bass. That was the bass guitar, the ski.
And also,
right. Speaking of which, Dougie, when he saw it for the first time, said every time he thought about the performance, what made him laugh the most was there's one little, call it a solo or whatever, by the bass, where it's all just a big boom, 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 and you nailed it. And it's another thing we didn't know going in. Like, you actually kind of memorized that little part, and you were like right on.
Yeah, I think Don, when you said that we only practiced 2 or 3 times, I feel like Jim probably practiced 20, 30, because he was spot on with his performance.
I think I knew the song before anyone else did. Yeah.
Probably.
No, it's a great choice. What a fun time that was. And yeah, we got the proof right there. And we're all looking awesome. the barge captains.
Yeah, it's hard to look better than you do at 19, right?
Right. And I'm still like we're all like, is that some kind of zinc oxide we all put on our nose?
Yeah, on the nose.
I
That's
don't
it.
know how we did that.
Yeah, Johnny, you had the most, I think.
Oh, I guess I needed the most makeup, I guess.
So good. I love Don's face right here.
Yeah, I think I was either smelled something bad or I thought, well, the drummer's supposed to be like the tough guy or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
What a great.
That's right. You
You
were the
guys
drummer.
realize that picture is on the cover of the book, right? In the back.
This one? Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Max Elzone wrote me in the summer. He's like, I can't believe I made the cover. So.
Wow.
so good.
Mm.
That's awesome.
All right. Let me see.
Hey, could you throw that video on again there?
Yeah, let me do that.
Now we have Jim. Maybe he could also. He's seen this before, but
Yes, we've commented on this before, but let's just watch it through again, and I'll try and
Johnny.
pause it.
it's Bruce O'Byrne, Steve Bain, John cleaning up again. Okay.
Mike tackling.
And of course Jerry Curiali. There's the pregame huddle there. We'll get to the point here in a second. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Johnny. Wow.
Wow.
What a stud.
Yeah, well,
That was my reaction.
the whole 2001. Here's Mikey.
Mm.
Wait.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, you
Okay.
had it at the perfect place.
I did. I don't know what happened. Here we go. That's just too good.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you told us what it was from a Monty Python movie or something.
Oh, the pogo. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a Talking Heads thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what it
That's
was.
right. That's right. Yeah. Stop making sense. And yeah, that was like photobombing you, Johnny.
I love
Yeah, and I
that.
wasn't even sure how to respond to that.
You had the perfect smirk.
There is no response to that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there probably isn't a response to that one.
Yeah, but Johnny, I got to say, if it wasn't for you, I don't think we would have seen so many staff girls hanging around the boat shack that entire summer.
Well,
You knew everyone, right?
That is true. That is a high compliment, and what a gifted skill to bring to the barge crew.
yep. Well, those were the days.
There's another skill I want to bring up that, Johnny, you just amaze me every time we were listening to some pop song on the radio. Your superpower was knowing the correct lyrics to every song.
Mm-hmm. and even like today, you know, and people are like, well, how do you know all these songs? And I said, you know, understand when you're when you're in the boat shack for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and the same songs come on. I mean, you just kind of it just becomes second nature.
Well,
You
not
just
for
know-
everybody. Yeah, you had a special gift.
That's so funny. I often tell people, though, I'd probably have more room for useful information if it weren't for all the 80s lyrics taking up.
Yep. Just the random one-hit wonders that we used to listen to, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
like,
And
why
the
do I
lyrics-
know that?
Exactly. Well, because the shack.
Yeah.
I remember when John would come back, for the start of the summer. I remember in particular going up to staff lunch, like one of the first few days he was back, and him talking about what some of the new albums were coming out, and you already had like a critique of them. I think it was maybe Def Leppard, and it was definitely Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. Like, and I remember you said they'll be okay, they'll be all right, and some others that somehow you had either read about or had heard before. I knew enough to, but all right.
We just had good instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I was gonna ask you before. So Jim, forgive us for we did a poll what's better, this group or that group. And one of the questions was Phil Collins or Genesis, and I picked Phil Collins. I know you're a big Genesis fan, and I did it only so I could make a point about something. So I do believe Genesis is better than Phil Collins. So don't worry. I know you went like way back before you were listening to them, like the early Peter Gabriel stuff.
Yeah, back in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, all great stuff, all good. Yeah, hard to call that one.
Yeah,
but
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Phil Collins, but Genesis was a little more of a rock band than Phil Collins was.
Right.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm. Yeah.
So John, just kind of pivoting on something. You said you would talk about it here in our text before you came on, but you look good. I know you just went through some pretty difficult health battle, but
Yeah.
what extent did you want to? You said you're happy to share it and maybe, I don't know, help others avoid
Sure.
it however they could, or what's going on?
Well, I mean, it kind of started probably mid-November. I had run a couple half marathons before, wanted to run another one, knew I wasn't in the right shape to do it, knew I needed to lose some weight and kind of get back into shape. And just started to go out after work to run a couple miles just to kind of see where I was at. And I couldn't go like a quarter mile. And I was just sucking wind. I was shortness of breath and all that other stuff. So that went on for several days. And then finally I just, I called into work and I said, something's just not right. I'm going to go get this checked out. So I went to the, one of those Mediquick places or whatever. And they did a couple chest x-rays and the doctor comes in and he says, you need to go to the ER. There's a lot of fluid around your lungs and this isn't good and we can't treat that here. I'm like, okay, well, just tell me where to go. So they did all kinds of tests and this and that. And then they came back with that you had congestive heart failure. And I said, what? Part of it was disbelief. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I made a couple of phone calls and got in touch with, an excellent cardiologist down here. And went and did the same kind of tests with him. And he pretty much confirmed the same thing. And, said you're pretty much going to need quadruple bypass. And so that was kind of a shot in the gut. That was kind of a reality check. So that was kind of in mid-November. So I kind of, had been off work obviously for a while and they've been great throughout the whole process. And they had the surgery January 6th. So in the hospital for about a week and a half and finally got out of there. Now I've just been kind of slowly but surely on the road, on the path back to recovery. Probably going to start rehab probably in another week or so. Okay. I guess, 7-8 weeks out is kind of when they really say your sternum really heals.
Oh, and, that's right. They rip your,
yeah. And, they said, 7-8 weeks, you can get into rehab and you can kind of do more stuff. You can just kind of see where you're at. I said, that's fine. So, again, I don't feel bad. I just don't feel, I can definitely feel I don't have the strength that I used to have.
Sure.
Which they said was totally normal. But, again, I had no idea, the process and the other procedures and all the other stuff that was involved with it. Had no idea.
Did you know you were going to be in a hospital that long after, or?
They had said it was going to be a couple days.
Yeah.
Obviously depending, they said it could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks, depending on how you do.
Well, it's funny because we were talking before that about you coming on here with us, and you kind of, I got to say, maybe explained it or whatever, you were like, well, I can't do it that day. I got heart surgery, but then maybe
Yeah, right.
it was all text, it was the three of us. And then leading up to that, we had some chats there, and we were praying for you, and then the next day we hadn't heard, and then we got a text from you, but it wasn't you, it was your phone, but it was your roommate, and
Yeah,
said, hey, this
probably
got
my
really-
roommate.
which is very cool. And he's done,
He
the
learned-
surgery was successful, but it's going to be a while till he, he'll get back to you when he can. But yeah, it sounds like a week and a half. It's like a friend of mine had that, Chris Bergstrom. Tom, you met Chris, but I remember after he did it, same thing. Like they told him, you have some habits that you have to break. Like if you go into your fridge and you see a gallon of milk, you think, oh, you're going to grab the gallon of milk, and don't. Like that's too heavy for you in those early stages. Could disrupt the healing. That's it had to be quite an adjustment.
And it's been not just a lifestyle change, that way, but also, diet and exercise and all of that. So, but again, they, the doctor thankfully said that they fixed everything, and they said, when you're ready, you should feel, 20 years younger.
Right.
And
So
which sign me up for that.
if you were talking to John Belland in the year 2000, what would you tell him?
I don't know if it was really I don't know. I'm sure it wasn't, my diet probably wasn't great,
Yeah.
but like I had no idea.
Okay.
I had no idea. And this even could have been something that,
So you're all, am I right? You're adopted,
yes.
right?
Yep.
So do you not have a family history of health?
No. And they kept asking me that. And then I think the surgeon pretty much thought that this could have been something that, I could have been born with, and it just really never showed any signs till later on in life.
Or it could be hereditary
Yeah.
and your birth parents, but you don't have that information. That's unfortunate because,
Yeah.
I mean, I've started, at our age, I've started sharing my health information with my brothers, and I've been pulling their butts along to give me theirs because they have stuff and they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling them anything significant, and unfortunately, you don't have that extra family history.
Right.
Wow.
But again, overall, just obviously very thankful that I caught it in enough time where, they could fix it. And, the prognosis was, to be as good as it can be.
Yeah.
So
Everything went well. So
you were doing a run, that one that you would typically do, and you had to stop it way short because you just overall felt tightness.
Something just didn't feel right.
Wow.
And
you were right about not feeling right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Chris Bergstrom, his manifested itself in his calf. You ever heard of that?
No.
He apparently his calf tightened up, like swelled up, and it ended up being a heart problem. But that's where
Oh, wow.
odd. But he said, doctor said it does happen sometimes. But anyway, yeah, John, it's great to here we are.
How you doing now, Johnny?
Yeah.
Good. Again, it's just, right now I'm just kind of just trying to, I'm walking every day, 3 or 4 times a day, walking as much as I can.
Good.
Just waiting to get into, the cardiac rehab where I can actually, really begin to push it, and they will push you, as far as you want to be pushed, and just want to complete that, and then just kind of get back to work and just kind of get your life back. Lesson learned. And again, obviously very thankful for the doctors, and again, for all the prayers and all the, thoughts from everybody, from family, from friends, and everybody. People that I haven't talked to, in a while have reached out, and, via text or phone call, whatever. And it's been very humbling to hear all the well wishes and everything from everybody.
That's very
Do you keep in touch with Steve, your cousin?
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him last week. So.
Yep.
We have to, Jimmy. You have to figure out what this would look like, but we got to do a whole barge crew, big,
Reunion tour.
Bring Steve on and some others.
Tom Miller.
Tom will prepare a whole list of things. We'll put that'll be fun down the road here. So
that'll be at least 2 episodes.
Absolutely. Easily.
Yeah. So Johnny, on the note of your cousin Steve, he's kept in loose touch with me in more recent years, which has been great.
Good.
He's right around Lancaster, and my folks were there when they were at Willow Valley. He came to my dad's memorial service, and it was just so good to see him. And I've seen him a few times since then up at camp on the lake. And both of us have graduated to the non-motorized sport of sunfish sailing.
Yeah.
All right.
He did mention he was going to try to bring up the old red sunfish up to camp and try to reinvent that.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to that. Yep.
Well, you'll have the benefit of having a cell phone that knows the weather. I think never forget to happen like at least once a summer on boats where we ran out some sailboats in a afternoon and not realizing that a storm was going to come over from what would it the other side of the lake, the seacoast side of the lake, and everything just went still, like dead still.
Yep.
And you see that black cloud coming, but you're like, we got sailboats out there.
Yeah.
They can't move. We had to grab whatever boat was around.
Yep.
Get them, find them, throw them the rope, bring them in, and bring them back and try to race that cloud in.
Yep.
It was scary. You see the lightning coming at you, like, whew. So you guys will know. Maybe not today.
We dodged many a storm.
Yeah. But,
yeah, I think that whole summer was amazing because if I recall, no one really had any incidents with the boats.
No dinged props?
Not that I remember. You guys were excellent drivers, if I recall.
A good teacher.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any training. Here's the case.
A little bit.
It was some.
Yeah. I think we got the initial test with the fish nautique. They took it out halfway out and said, "Okay, this is the left throttle, this is the right throttle, and this is how you do it."
That's right. I think I remember that too, John.
Yeah.
I think it's like birds. We just had instinct. We didn't need training.
Nah, it was overrated.
John, do you find yourself? Do you go up to Pennsylvania at all?
I haven't been in a while. Most of the family who was there have since moved.
Okay.
And then, since Mom passed and some other cousins and whatever have passed, I don't really have much family over there anymore in the Pennsylvania area.
Where's Steve?
He's in the Lancaster area.
That's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So you never go up and see him? Because if you do,
no, we actually talked about either me going down there or him coming up here sometime in March.
Okay, well, you let me know if you end up in Pennsylvania. I'll drive up there.
Yeah, it'd be great to see you, obviously.
Yeah, it would. It's been a long time, too long.
Way too long.
Well, Fab Four, this has been fantastic. This is, it's probably been 37 years since four of us have talked all together. That's a little crazy to think about. John, we've talked with Jim before about doing a camp reunion at some point. That would be, it wouldn't be the same if you didn't make it. So
yeah, I would, let me know dates and we'll make it happen.
Right, yeah. Jim, you're working on that, right?
Yeah, that's right. I could probably host the four of us and maybe the significant others, but that would pack out everybody in the house.
That would be fun, but I think maybe just getting a larger group at camp would be a blast as well.
Oh, of course.
Yep.
And if we make it happen, we'll be out in the boat,
Yep.
So,
sure.
Yeah, Johnny.
Sure. Won't look quite the same as it did 3 decades ago.
Well,
Yeah.
will not. I don't know if I could fit with another person into the
Yeah, Jim took. He's been nice enough the last couple summers. We've been up there for a weekend to take some my girls and their husband and fiance, and it's funny to watch. Like they get boat gets up to 25, and like their eyes are huge. You're like, oh, and like you want to say, oh, you should have seen. I love the fact that they're doing it. They loved it, and they get outside the wake and we're like, oh.
Yeah, that's right. We did tubing, and Johnny, I recall you were our tubing champion. We could not get you out of the tube.
Oh, and it definitely was not from lack of trying. I mean,
feels like in hindsight we were trying to kill you.
Yes,
it wasn't just get you out of the tube. I'm going to kill him.
At first, it was kind of hidden, and then as time went on, we're like, yeah, we just want you dead. Period. we're just gonna, and I'm like, why are they turning to the left and to the right, and like any boat weight they could possibly find, they're taking me through.
Yeah, if you remember, we had dual tubes on many runs, and I remember one time, and I don't know if we could ever repeat this, but somehow going left and right, like you say, caused a one tube to come from outside the wake and actually jump onto the other tube on the inside of the wake. Yes. And Johnny, if I recall, you were on the bottom.
Yes, that wouldn't surprise me. And I think we even had some cases where the tubes would kind of come together, and then we would try to switch tubes.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, now I remember doing that.
We would somehow try to hold the tube for each other, and then Tom would jump into one tube, I'd jump into another tube. What possessed us to do that, I don't know. But we did some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Yeah, never laughed so hard either.
Yeah, and we had to kind of roll around to accomplish that. Let's just say for a brief moment, put ourselves in some compromising positions there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we were all friends. It was just
there's some things that we can't put on here either that on those tubes or the fallout from being on there. I think, John, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We need to end it. My battery's about to die. This has been fantastic. Obviously the highlight of my week, talking with the three of you.
Again, same here, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, and Donnie, thank you for obviously for the opportunity to talk with you guys, to see you guys. It's been great. Jimmy, same with you.
All right. Well,
again, just great to see you guys.
You survived it, John. I'm sure we're going to have you back.
I would love to come back.
All right,
absolutely.
Jim, you are our most frequent flyer at this point. With I think this is
I'm unchallenged.
I think this is number 3 for you.
Yeah.
You requested Beth at 2, but now you're number 3. So well done, man.
I am honored, and thanks to you guys for putting all this together every time. It's just amazing. Great job.
Love it. I get such a boost from it. I think about between episodes, stuff really resonates, and the stuff that comes out. So anyway,
gentlemen, thank you. Pleasure as always. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care and be well.
Sounds good.
Same.
All right, guys. Take care.
All the best. Yeah.
Bye.